Artist.io.
Here we go! Yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4! Come on! Let's go!
Music licensing reimagined.
What is up, Hardcore Nation? Hardcore here, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 11 of Life Behind the Pros. And again, another great show for you tonight. Can't say thanks enough to everybody that has chipped in to be not only a part of helping us promote the show, but also be a part of either coming on the show as a guest or a co-host, or calling in or participating in everything. So just want to celebrate real quick. Episode 10 was the first episode where we have been able to break the 1,000 views mark. So that's a big deal for us. I remember back when we started, we were hoping for 100 views, and now we're getting close to and over 1,000 views on every episode. So that is a result of everybody out there in the Hardcore Nation and around the racing world for tuning in and giving us an opportunity to entertain you a little bit on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock and talk about ATV cross-country racing. So, again, thanks for that. Don't forget, real quick here, I am going to start the swag bag giveaway. So if you guys are not familiar with that, that means that all you have to do in order to be a part of that is make any comment in the comment section. Craig Ostrich jumps on the board right off the bat with hashtag Hardcore Nation. So Craig, maybe this is your week to win, man. I know that you've been trying to win week after week, and last week your boy Nick Lambruno jumped in on you. So so we've started that. So again, you're automatically entered. All you got to do again is make a comment in the comment section. All right, so quickly, let's review tonight's show before we get into. We got a lot of really good guests. If I had to have a theme, for this week, it would be the young guns of racing. We've got a stacked women's amateur class. We've got 3 young ladies with us tonight to talk to them about the amateur class, and then we've got 3 young men with us from the micro youth racing ranks that are going to talk to us about their season so far. And then we've got a special guest later on. We've got the Micah McDonough from Custom Axis. He's going to come on with us and do a section with us tonight on shock setup and talk a little bit about how Custom Axis is just a different, just kind of a step above and a cut above and when it comes to your suspension needs, and kind of hear some of the things. What I've asked him to kind of talk to us about tonight was a little bit about what are some of the most common things he sees when he's doing shock services and shock setups, on how people miss their setups and can get more out of their suspension. So we're really excited to have him on here tonight. We also have got a Cometic gasket component of the week. We are going to highlight something that I just got, or I haven't got it yet, but I just ordered it from Landon Ostrich. We're going to highlight Landon Ostrich's 3D printed IMS quick fill gas tank caps, and he can customize those. So we're going to talk about those a little bit later on in the show. Then we're going to get into our Steel City Poured Walls ATV Fantasy selections for the GNCC Round 8, the Mason-Dixon. And then we're going to wrap up the night with our 9.2 Goggles Clearview look ahead, talking a little bit about the Mason-Dixon coming up, and also then give away our Hardcore Harvey Hardcore Nation swag bag at the end of the show. So again, a lot to get through. I know I told you last time. I apologize for how long it went. So we're going to, again, try to be sensitive to how long this goes tonight and kind of pay a little bit more attention. And already Craig Ostrich in the comments is already firing away. Lambruno or Kiger will win tonight again. They've been on a roll. The past 2 swag bags have went to the same family. Kenny Vincent, thanks for joining us, buddy. I don't know what those emojis mean, buddy, but thanks. Karina Henry is with us. Josh Richard is with us. He raced with us over the weekend. Abby's here also. Durst is here. Jerry Durst is here. Thanks for being here. Cody Bowles. And what is this? I'm not sure. Dusty has one. Anyway, so we are going to jump into the show tonight talking a little bit about, right off the bat, we all just came off the weekend. We were at the this is the Kenda Tire Ripping Up the Weekend segment from the NECXC Round 5 at Miller Mountain. Of course, that was a brand new venue right outside of Frostburg, Maryland. So anytime Hardcore Nation that we get a chance to go to a new track, I think everybody kind of puts a little pep in their step. And that is just because, again, in this sport, it is very difficult to come across new tracks week after week, year after year. So, again, even though we love the sport, it does at times get a little monotonous going to the same places where there's only so much different they can do with the track. So, Miller Mountain, first of all, the Wilson family, Seth Wilson, did a fantastic job laying out the track for us on Saturday for the ATVs. Had right at 9 mile track for us, had a mix of everything, had some fast flowing fields, had some great flowing wood sections. And then he had some rocks, which is a little unusual for Seth. But again, in Maryland, I think it's pretty difficult to lay out a track without having some rocks. Seth had a couple, they weren't like super challenging, but they were good challenging at the end. Hill climbs in there as well. Had a lot of spectators out. There was like an ATV side-by-side ride going on. A lot of folks there with that were kind of around the track as well. And I even heard talk from Ronnie, Paul, and Seth that there was a chance that they might even be able to get the adjacent property that was just across the ridge on the other side that you could look across and see for actually another event. So it'd be a second new track possibly for the East Coast Series. So that brings us to race time. We're in a dilemma, but this, I'm going to tell you what we decided to do. And again, basically I'm going to give credit to my wife because she's the one that kind of came to me right before the race and said, seriously, what are you doing? And the story behind that real quick is that, the story behind that is that we had become fairly frustrated, and we haven't hidden this with the injury and coming back and trying to get back to full strength. East Coast Series did a 40A class this year, and of course it is a stat class. You've got the Marlboro Man in there, you've got Dave Machisco in there, you've got myself, you've got the Tokyo Magnum, Mick Heister in there. And also Nick Lambruno's in there and Dave Naylor's in there. So that's a stat group to compete with, particularly if you're not at 100%. And we were considering going back to the regular 40 class just because we had not been competitive at all. And, I go on and on about being a Hardcore Nation and, and all you do go hardcore. And then I was going to take the easy way out and I was going to move back to the regular 40 class. And so I do thank my wife, my beautiful wife, Taylor, for coming up to me before the race and going, are you kidding me right now? Like all this stuff you talk about, doing your best and all the coaching you've always done and pushing kids to be better. And you're going to go and you're going to move back because you're not being competitive right now. So she was right. So I marched right back up to the race trailer and I asked Sydney Wilson to move me back up to 40A. So it's official. We're staying there. We're going to take our butt kickings, and we are hopefully in that process going to then also be able to just get better, get faster, riding with faster guys. I know I've given that advice to other people. So now it's time for me to take my own advice and stay in there and see if we can't, by the end of the year, get to where we're being competitive in that class. And again, it's all part of the process, part of the journey, I guess, getting better. So anyway, so we get to the race. Of course, we do the micro and the 8 and the youth podiums. Again, I want to thank all the parents for sticking around and supporting those kids the way they have. The turnouts at the podiums at the NECXC has just been fantastic. Like there's actually people cheering and there's all kinds of people around clapping for the kids and it's turned into a really big deal. So I think that is one of the things special about the new East Coast series is that we are really putting a lot of emphasis on making those moments at the end of those races really special for the kids. So please keep coming out. Please keep supporting the kids. Please keep coming to the podiums. And I know the kids are excited when they see all those people out there supporting them. So that's definitely a good thing. So we get through the podiums. We go to the start line. Bike fires up great. There's 7 of us in the class. Go into the woods 4th. Not feeling too bad right there. Pretty happy with our start. We've been dead last off the line lately, and going through the woods. Ron Varndale was in the class also, super fast too. Used to be a 4x4 rider. Now he's on the sport quad. So Ron got by me right before we went in the woods, and going, I don't know, a couple miles in, and Muscala made a mistake and Mick Heister made a mistake, and we caught both of them and kind of got by them and got with them and rode the rest of lap 1 kind of as a 3-man train right there. And then they started kind of pulling away from me. Later on, I reeled Mick back in a little bit. I could see him in the fields, but just never could actually put a push on to where I could get anywhere in terms of actually making a pass or anything like that. But we did feel better all day. We didn't hurt. So that's all very positive steps for us. And we finished the day in 5th. We finished 18th overall. So again, I think there was 101, 102 quads, something like that. So again, for us to be in the top 20, we're going to take that as a good ride. And we're just up against some really stacked competition. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, we're going to go to work. Going to try to start putting some extra exercise in, which is hard to come by, and see if we can't continue to get better. So that's kind of the wrap up of our Kenda ripping up the weekend. And again, congrats to Dave Naylor, Ron Varndale, and the Marlboro man for their podium finishes in the 40A class. And then Mick Heister, myself, and Nick Lambruno rounded out that top 6 or top 5 there. So yeah. So hats off again to Seth. Great track, buddy. I appreciate how you're laying stuff out. Next thing we're going to jump into real quick before we bring the ladies on is I'm going to review real quickly your DP breaks, dirt dominators of the weekend. And just remember, the way you get on this list is you have to have a dominating race win in a class. You have to win the class. For the youth, it's got to be like at least by close to 3 minutes. And for the adults, it has to be by at least 5 minutes to be considered a dirt dominator. So our DP breaks dirt dominators of the week from the NECXC round 5 at Miller's Mountain in the micro ATV class. We've got Braden Hardy, beginner 90cc 2-stroke. Remington Martin, beginner 50cc 4-stroke. Both of them had dirt dominator performances. In the youth ATV, Cameron McGee in the super 12 to 15, and he was also your youth overall winner. And then Levi Ringer in the intermediate 12 to 15 class rounds out our dirt dominators for the youth race. And then in the adult race, we've got Talon Stout in Open A, Trey Heister, Open C 23 plus. Trey made an entire lap more than anybody else in the Open C class. So if you remember last week, we had Trey's dad on, Mick Heister, who is Tokyo Magnum. And he's Tokyo Magnum because Trey Heister has now taken the nickname, the Asian Sensation. So Trey Heister, nice ride for you. Joey Stout in Vet C 30 plus. Nikki Wilhelm in the women's class with another win and a convincing win time-wise. Landon Hill, Schoolboy 12 to 17. And Bushrod Hardesty in the sportsman's class, rounding out your DP breaks dirt dominators top 10 of the week. So congrats to all those folks. So at this time, then we're going to actually we're going to do our ladies first because we had some technical difficulty with one of our young men's camera. So it looks like they may have gotten that figured out, but we're going to go ahead and do the ladies now. So this is going to be our Outlaw Motorsports Young Guns of the Week. And this is going to be Miss Chloe Harper and McKenna Bruderly and Lexi Keys. So these three ladies you're going to be your Young Guns of the Week. They all compete in the women's amateur class at GNCC. And let's welcome them. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How is everybody?
Good.
Great.
Good. All right. So you guys this is unique because you're all three running the same class in nationals. I've actually, you three ladies caused me to do some homework. Like I've got I even highlighted the results in different colors. Each of you have your own color. So I kind of took this interview seriously because I thought this was a really unique thing. When I asked all of you to be on here, all of you were me like, absolutely. We got a text group together. We were all texting on how to do it, how to get all this to work, and we're trying to make Lexi feel better. She was a little nervous, but she looks great. You're doing great. So we're going to start with Chloe because Chloe has done this before. So she's probably a little more comfortable. And so Chloe, tell us a little bit about just in general, what it's like to be in the women's amateur class this year, and include some thoughts on these two ladies that are on here with you.
Considering about what was last year to this year, it's completely different. I was running mid-pack last year to this year. Now I'm running front of the pack with Morgan and McKenna and Alexis. It's big. It's bigger than what I thought it would be. There's more competition. It's more difficult to get off a start ahead of everybody and pass everybody and get where you need to be. And it's just the competition's harder, I guess.
Does that include these two?
Yes, very much so.
Oh yeah. So how often, Chloe, do you guys actually on the track? Are you guys actually running physically together, like nose to tail, or right with each other?
Depends on the track and depends who's out front first. Most of the time, Alexis and McKenna get a better start than I do, and I'll admit that. They do go in the woods better than I do, I guess. And then usually it just depends on what lines you take when you hit lappers. Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw, I guess.
I got it. So Chloe, I'm looking here. You got 2 wins. You've got 4 second places, and you got a 5th. And I'm looking at McKenna. She has a win, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fourths. And then I look at Lexi, and Lexi has 3 thirds, and then a DNF, and then a 5th and a 7th early in their season. But it looks to me like Lexi has all of a sudden kind of found her stride here the last 3 rounds, consistently being on the podium. Would you, Chloe, would you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. I was never so happy to see McKenna and Alexis at the Penton come in, and I've never seen 2 bigger smiles than these 2 girls right here finishing the Penton, knowing that they did amazing and rode their hearts out.
Good deal. So, okay. So, McKenna. All right. We're going to talk to you now. So you have your scorecard for the races it's kind of all over the place, but it's in the top 4 every round. You got a win in Florida. And then you got seconds in Georgia, and then you got a second at the John Penton. So tell us a little bit about your season and maybe describe some of your ups and downs.
My biggest struggle this year has probably been arm pump, and I've never gotten arm pump, so I think towards the beginning of the year that was like my biggest struggle, and we're starting to get those worked out. So I think, it's definitely a tough class, so I think all of us are just, we have good races, we have bad races, so I think just
So would you describe like the margin of error between the women's class? And to be fair, I want to just say to everybody that we've tried to get Morgan Johnson to be a part of this, but she works on Tuesday nights. So it's been very difficult to get her on here with us. So again, she's the class leader with 4 wins, a second, third, and a 4th. So obviously she's very strong as well. So hopefully at some point we can have a chance to talk to her also. But so McKenna, how would you describe is the difference between you all in the top 3 or 4? Is it like one bad line choice? Is it one mishap? Is it clipping a tree? Is it a poor pit stop that's the difference between second and 4th?
I'd say most of it is like the lap riders or the people in front of us. Usually, like, once someone gets around them, they get a little gap, and then you get around them, and then just so on. And usually they pull a gap on you through all the people in front of us, all the lap riders.
So you won Florida, which is ironic considering you told me you battle arm pump, because that's got to be the arm pump capital of the world is Florida. So you feel like you're coming out of that good showing at Penton. Like, what have you done differently, you feel like, to help get yourself moving forward?
We've just been really trying to focus on some certain things and having some people work with me with, just riding, trying to ride more and stuff like that. So I think it'll slowly come together.
So again, this is a setup question, and I'm not trying to cause any trouble between the three of you, but like, which one of these two ladies would you rather not be in front of?
I don't really know.
Why is Lexi immediately the one that starts laughing? Is she like the hammer of the group? Like, is that what's going on here? All right, Lexi, we're gonna pick on you then. So Lexi, so you did not go to round one. Looks like you came out of the gates kind of slowly at the beginning of the year, which is obviously not uncommon for folks who do not have the opportunity to ride over the winter. You had a DNF, and then wham, three podiums in a row. So tell us a bit about what has happened this season and how you've gotten to where you're now consistently been on the podium the last 3 rounds.
So I didn't race the round one because I originally wasn't going to race the series this year due to college and schooling. So then I finally decided, I seen the scoreboard of like the points and the finishes of round one. I'm like, okay, Dad, I need to do this. Like, there's no way I should be up there with them. So Florida, hate that track. So never really do good there.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So the heat got to me, I'm not going to lie. And I work outside all the time, so I don't know why. But the general, I think I got stuck. So I think that put me behind and I just couldn't catch up.
Okay.
Tiger Run, I blew a motor before the first corner. So the rod blew through my motor. I had a hole in the motor. So
seriously, before the first turn?
Yeah, and then I wrecked. Like, so we ran into each other, and me and another girl wrecked, and it was just So
your day was over early there.
Yeah, and then she blew up a mile in. She said so. So I put my head to it, and I'm like, okay, I know I can do it. So I guess that led me doing pretty good.
So like, what did you change? Like, did you go back? Did you work out more? Did you ride more? Did you do more bike prep? Like, what do you think you did different?
So I never train. My local series is basically my training. I don't work out. So I don't know. I guess I changed my headset. Mine just, you got to do this. You know you can. Arm pump, like McKenna, definitely gets to me. We figured out a routine during races, how to get that away. So let's hope it sticks to it.
So this is for all of you. Like, how important in this class is a good start? Like, is that critical, or is that
very
Definitely.
So so Chloe, in your mind, if you get a bad start, are you like, this is going to be a long day?
It's not really going to be a long day. It's just frustrating because I know I can do better than that, and that I got to work and fight through all those people, and then I get exhausted by the time I get around them and pass them. It just makes for a difficult day.
How about you, McKenna?
Yeah, towards the beginning of the year, I was like almost every single hole shot I was up front, and now I think everybody's like kind of getting in the groove of it, so we're like all right there, and it's intense.
All right, Lexi, you're up.
Same with me. Beginning of the year, I wasn't very good at like getting whole shots, and I've started getting them towards the end of the year. But the way I ride, I'm better at catching up than I am keeping the lead.
Really?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about. I'm curious now. So tell me a little bit about that. What do you feel like you settle in a little bit later?
So when I'm out in the front, I get nervous. I'm not gonna lie. So I let other people set the pace. Then you just go from there.
Okay, so leading a race and doing interviews, you get uncomfortable.
I guess you could say that.
All right, so ladies, favorite track of the year? Alexi,
Can't
we're gonna go backwards. Start with you, Alexi. Favorite track of the year?
The Hoosier, because it's my hometown. And last year I won there for my first ever race on a 250 hybrid. So that's my favorite.
All right, Chloe Harper.
Definitely Camp Coker.
Why?
Considering I've never made it past a lap there, I've just enjoyed the way the track flows, and it kind of it's just comfortable, I guess.
All right. Last but not least, McKenna, favorite track?
It's gonna sound crazy, but I really liked the Florida track this year.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I think it's just because I had the most practice I had over the winter was in sand, so I think I was just kind of used to it and just worked well for me.
Well, obviously you won, so obviously you were very comfortable there. All right, so what's up next for you three ladies? Because right now, looking at the points, Morgan Johnson has a 2-point lead on Chloe Harper. Chloe has a 4-point lead on McKenna, and Lexi. When your points, the way I looked at yours is when your points play out for the year, and you go with your best 9. Obviously, you're hoping that DNF and that not racing round 1 will drop off, and maybe even you can drop that 7th off also. So I would see you being in the mix also if you continue to run on the podium like this. So what strategy? What's our strategy moving forward here? We got rounds 8 and 9 before summer break. So McKenna, we're going to start with you. What's your strategy here for the next 2 rounds in terms of the points chase?
Just gonna try and stay in the top 3. Hopefully keeping with the front girls the whole race, because once you start riding by yourself, it's just you lose your flow and you're not riding like you should. So I guess
So I'm going to follow up with that. You find it easier to pace yourself off of somebody than you do yourself?
Yes.
So you can actually go, I can go faster if I'm with somebody.
Yep. Once someone's in front of me and like I know I can stay with them or they're a little bit faster, it's much better for me. Stick right with them.
All right. So Chloe, what's your strategy? Next 2 rounds before summer break in terms of the points?
Our goal is definitely to try to win. But if not, definitely top solid 3, try to keep it at least on the podium and just try to stay consistent, because you never know what's going to happen, because everybody has a bad race here and there.
So Stephanie Sayers says, "Love you, Chloe. You just got a personal shout out."
Love you, Mama.
Oh my Lord. Okay, that's enough of that. All right, Lexi, strategy. Top three, last 3 rounds. You're hoping to throw the rest of them away.
So I know I'm missing Snowshoe for a big vacation I had planned when I wasn't supposed to race the series. So I know I got to stay consistent with top 3. I know I'm definitely not going to probably win the class with my points right now, but I'm just hoping for top 3 the rest of the season and to keep the arm pump away.
All right, so we're coming up on the Mason-Dixon, just a few days away. Weather's supposed to be great, mid-80s, probably be a little bit hot, could be dusty. Any thoughts on Alexi? Any thoughts on the Mason-Dixon? Have you run there before?
Yes, I have, and I do not like it, but we're going to go for it.
Let's see. I don't like the Mason-Dixon. I'm not going to Snowshoe. So you only like the one track? You just like the Hoosier? Just like the Hoosier and Ironman?
It just depends on how I do there. Is what makes me like them or not.
I got you. All right, Chloe, what's your thoughts on this weekend, the track?
It's very twisty and turny, but in some places it can be fast and it's slow. It's a good track, but it also is very, very good for arm pump.
Okay, McKenna.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm not a huge fan of Mason-Dixon. The track's usually kind of rough and not my favorite, but got to work through it, I guess.
I'm going to agree with all of you. It does get rough for sure. So, okay, so we get through this weekend. Before I let you guys go, then is the big daddy of them all. Lexi doesn't get to talk. She's going on vacation. She's not even going to be at Snowshoe. So how do Chloe and McKenna, how do you feel about Snowshoe?
Very strong about it. I enjoy racing Snowshoe.
Well, that's
I feel
just
like I'll.
that's just because your illegal stepbrother loves snowshoe.
Fair enough.
All right, McKenna, snowshoe for you.
I think I'll do a lot better there this year. It's definitely a rush there, but it makes it more fun. So.
I mean, is it just because it's so different? I mean, the start, everything, all the fans, it just
Oh yeah,
different atmosphere.
the start definitely gets you worked up. There's nothing like it.
Good deal. All right, ladies. So great job. All of you have done fantastic tonight. Thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us. So Lexi, we're going to start with you, hun. Who's some people you'd like to say thanks to for getting you back in the game this year, and keeping you going?
Precision Trenching, Hilltime Motorsports for building the amazing quad, Nitro Alley Graphics, Action Off-Road, FXR, Maxis, Scott Goggles, Wrath, DWT, Ori Grips, Stacy Mundy Photography, DP Brakes, Bellray, Precision Racing Products, Honda of Fairfield, Quad Tech, Clark Racing, Twin Air, Pouchet & Co., Mom and Dad for letting me do this sport and supporting me along the way.
All right. So the last loaded question, Lexi. What's your top 3 in the women's class this weekend? What's your predictions?
Morgan's always up there. She just had bad luck last race, so she's most likely going to be up there.
Okay. So
between
Morgan Johnson won.
Probably Chloe, and then me and McKenna. We're always together, I feel like, at the end of the races, so it just depends.
You got to make the call. You can't just give me that. You got to make the call.
I'm going to say myself, but that's cocky.
Atta-girl.
But...
Atta-girl. There you go. All right. So what is happening in the garage? Morgan Johnson, Chloe Harper, and you're calling yourself in the 3rd spot. All right. McKenna, if you're not going to throw anything, who would you like to say thanks to so far this year?
BNR, 9-2, GBC, HMF, Off-Road Vixens, and then I've had a bunch of people behind me this year. Josh Merritt, his whole family, Johnny Gallagher, Walker, he let me come down and ride this winter down in his Florida house. Nick Davidson's helped me so much. Ethan Helbig, all my friends, and most importantly, my mom and dad.
Look, McKenna, you got a shout out to somebody just shout out. Great interview. So good job. So now, same question to you. Who's your top 3? Who's your top 3 this weekend?
I mean, I'm thinking Morgan and then Chloe, and then I'm hoping that I get 3rd. But like Lexi said, me and her are kind of always right there together. So
see, you should have won up there. You should have picked yourself in the 1 or 2 spot.
That's fair. I should have.
All right, Chloe, wrapping it up with you. Who you want to say thanks to, hun?
First of all, God for always
Adam
protecting me.
McGill.
And then my mom and my dad, Lone Star, Custom Axis Shocks, Over Tires, Moose Racing, Parts Unlimited, Fast Company, Mafia Mitts, Treadways Honda, Pro Graphics, HC Conditioning, Lifestyle Gym, and you can't forget Adam or he'll be upset. And then just because I know my dad is watching, but of course, hashtag Daddy's Money.
Absolutely.
So.
Okay, same question to you. Top 3.
I'm definitely gonna put myself first.
That a
and
girl.
Then Morgan, and just like they said, they always battle back and forth. It just depends. I'm gonna go with McKenna because she has a consistency, but Lexi is definitely up there too because you never know who's gonna end up because they have the same amount of luck and the same amount of 3rd place finishes.
Listen,
2nd place
you 3 ladies handled that beautifully. Well done, all 3 of you. You were graciously humble, but also we're trying to also be confident in yourselves at the same time. So well done. Guys, thank you. Ladies, thank you so much for being on here. I appreciate you. I'd love to have you guys back again towards the end of the season and kind of see where things have shaken out. Maybe we can get Morgan Johnson on here also. Even Hannah Moore's in the mix. And always our favorite Nikki Wilhelm to join us. So we will, ladies, we're going to let you go. We're looking forward to seeing you this weekend. And good luck this weekend. And we'll catch you guys later. Thanks, ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, guys. So that'll wrap it up with our Outlaw Motorsports. Bill Daly, locally Outlaw Motorsports, again supporting and sponsoring the program. So, Bill, thank you. But that was a great interview with all three of our young ladies there. Chloe Harper, McKenna Brutterly, and Lexi Keys all did a fabulous job in their interviews. So appreciate those ladies as well. All right, so coming up next, we're going to get into our young men now. And that is going to be our Sunstar Chains and Sprockets Rising Stars of the Week. So let me get things settled here. I got the ladies off there, and here we go. We're going to bring up our graphic. Here's our Sunstar Rising Stars of the Week. Bryson Dickerson out of the micro. I know that he races more than just micro, but we're going to focus on his micro racing during this interview. And Braden Cox and Cameron McGee, both of these young men, we're going to talk to them about first-time wins that just came up for them here over the past couple weeks. And, of course, again, we want to say a thanks to Sunstar for giving us this opportunity to have them be part of the show. So here we go.
Hey, why is Karina thanking me what I do? She said, way to go, Taylor.
Oh, about you. Oh, so my wife just pops in as she normally does.
I was working out.
And so Karina was giving you praise for making me go back over to the race trailer and move back up to 40A.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So,
Thanks for thanking me.
All right, here we go. So we're going to bring on Bryson Dickerson, Braden Cox, and Cameron McGee. All right, guys, welcome to the show. What is up, fellas? Everybody say hello. All right, Bryson.
What?
How are you, buddy?
Good.
Hey, see, you're finally on the show, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody has their speaker on in the background. All right, Braden, how are you, buddy?
Good.
So thank you for being here. And Cameron, welcome, man. Cameron, you there? All right, here we go. So we're going to talk to Bryson Dickerson first. I told the guys we're going to kind of go by the age and level that they're racing right now. So Bryson, you are currently in the MXC1 8 to 9 micro ATV class. You are setting in second place in points with 3 wins and 3 thirds and 1 eighth. So Bryson, tell us a little bit about your season.
I mean, it's been good. I had some rough races, like at Camp Coker, I blew up the motor, and I've been looking forward to the next races, and speed and put my head up and keeping it going.
Attaboy. So Bryson, it looks to me like, most of the micro races come down to some kind of battle between you and Cody Buchanan. So tell us a little bit about that, about that challenge between you and him.
Yeah, it is hard, and me and him after John Pitton, it was this wheel, and got off to like a third start and went into the woods, and I passed Jason in the field there. He clipped a tree and he broke his frame and all that, and tough break for him, but I feel bad for him. And I moved on from that, and I was running down Cody. I caught him. We ran into some lap riders, and I lost him a couple places, in the field there, and it came down to the last lap, and I passed him back there in the field because his bike was bogging, and a lapper wrecked in front of me. He got around, and then went back into the woods and fell off, and I went around and came in for the checkered flag.
Well, nice job, buddy. So what are you thinking here as we go into the next couple rounds before summer break? Are you feeling strong? I mean, you're coming off of 2 wins in a row, the last 2 rounds. Are you feel like you're gonna be able to keep it rolling?
Yep.
Yep. So what's your strategy for this weekend? Get out front early?
Definitely get out front early and try to make quick passes on the lappers and get ahead of them and try to pull a big gap.
So, Bryson, what's your favorite part of racing? What do you like the most?
Best part about racing is the competition, like the rocks being like your competition. I was here, and like I always like the challenge. When I'm all alone, Cody, and like it's become fun. But when I'm all checked out and nobody's behind me, it's all alone. That's
your favorite time?
Yeah.
That's your get out front and lead like old Walker Fowler style.
Mm-hmm.
I see
Maybe.
the Walker Fowler jersey. I see the Walker Fowler jersey on the wall behind you.
Yep.
All right, Bryson. So listen, buddy, we're going to talk. You just stay with us here. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're going to talk to Braden Cox next, and Braden Cox is running in the he's running in the national in the 125 8-12 class, and we asked Braden to be on here tonight because at the John Penton, Braden Cox got his first GNCC national win. So first of all, Braden, congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, it feels good.
Well, good, but that's awesome. So, okay, Braden, tell us about what it was like to get your first win at the John Penton. Tell us about your race.
I was 4th off the start, went 3rd into the woods. Jackson passed me on like lap 2 or 3, but he hit a tree and I passed him back. On the last lap, I hit a tree and I quickly recovered, and that was my best race so far.
Yeah. So, but I tell you what, I noticed, Braden. I was looking at your scores, and you had an 8th, and then you had a 16th, and then you had a 6th, then you had an 11th, and then you had a win. But it looks to me like you've continually been getting better and closer to the front.
Some of them were breakdowns.
Okay. So are you feeling pretty good about how you've been riding?
Yeah.
So are you looking forward to this weekend?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So what do you think? You think you're going to be in are you feeling like you're going to be able to be in the top 5 this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to put it up front?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I like it. I like your confidence. So your brother races also, is that right?
Yes.
So how is that? Do you guys get to practice together? Do you ride together? How do you do that?
Yeah, we ride around here.
Do you have a track there around the house somewhere you guys practice on?
Yeah.
So does he take it easy on you, or does you guys bang bars?
We bang bars.
Yeah. Does mom or dad ever have to break up any tussles between you and your brother over racing?
No.
No, you guys are good to each other?
Sometimes.
All right. Well, listen, hang right there. I want to talk to Cameron McGee real quick, and then I got a couple questions for all of you. So up next, we've got in the MXC, or I'm sorry, up next, we've got in the 250 13 to 15 class, we've got Cameron McGee. And Cameron, I got to unmute your mic. All right, Cameron, what's up, buddy?
Nothing. How are you?
Good, man. Good. First of all, thanks for being on here with us this evening. We asked Cameron to be on the show tonight because Cameron got his first local NECXC overall this Saturday at Miller's Mountain at Ronnie Paul race. And after the race, we got to talking, and I said, you know what? About time for you to come on the show and talk to us a little bit. So congratulations, Cameron, on a great win Saturday. Tell us a little bit about your ride Saturday and what it felt like to get an overall win.
We started off third. We went to the woods third, and then I'd say for like a lap and a half, we were behind second, and then in this really slick, like where it dips down a couple times, he slid out and hit a tree. I got around him, and then I just pushed until I caught Garrett, and then I guess he blew his bike up, and then I got around him, and then I just rode, and I caught Brock, and then he was broke, and then I was thinking, I was in first overall, and then I just tried to bring it home.
So tell me, how nervous were you in your head when you realized that you were actually leading the overall on the last lap?
I was pretty nervous. I was just thinking, don't mess it up and just be smooth and just try and stay straight.
So did you have any moments where you thought you had messed up on the last lap? Did you have any of those uh-oh moments?
Couple times. I was going a little bit too fast through sections, but I thought I was doing pretty good for the last lap.
Well, dude, I told you after the race, you look strong all day. You look really smooth. You were having fun out there because I was out there videoed on the track, and when you came by me, you'd give me a holler. So I knew you felt relaxed. You look good. Congratulations on the win. And then I was looking here at the stats for the Nationals, and it looks to me like you now have started to trend in the right direction. You had some rough races in the beginning, and you have now finished up the last 3 rounds. You had a top 10, a top 5, and a top 5. So do you feel like you're starting to get in the groove at the Nationals also?
Yeah. I've just been getting more comfortable with the bike and just understanding it more and just getting more comfortable with just the different bike and everything.
So what's your thoughts on this weekend? Like, how you feeling about this weekend?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's really close to home. It's really local. It's pretty close, so it should be good.
Well, listen, anytime we don't have to travel, that's a good thing. So, all right, guys, listen, as a group. So, Bryson, favorite track?
John Penton.
John Penton. You didn't even hesitate. You're just like, John Penton. Oh, that's your home track? Is that why you like it? All right. Okay, Braden, favorite track?
It's the John Penton.
You the John Penton too, because you got to win.
Yeah.
All right, and Cameron, favorite track, national track?
The Hoosier.
Yeah. All right, Bryson, what's your thoughts on Snowshoe coming up?
Try to ride consistent and be smart. Because last time through the rocks, my chain fell off. But we'll have to worry about this time because we got a new mount on there. The chain don't fall off. So I'm feeling pretty good. And I've been hydrating and
Nice.
getting ready for Pennsylvania, then be ready for the snowshoe.
All right, Braden, what do you think about Snowshoe?
I feel like I'm gonna do good though.
So you feel like you're pretty good in rough conditions?
Yeah.
All right. And Cameron, snowshoe.
I'm looking forward to it. I did pretty good there last year, so I'm kind of looking forward to it with all the rocks and all the technical stuff.
All right. All right, guys, I'm going to give you a chance to say thanks real quick to the people who help you out. So, Cameron, we're going to go backwards. Cameron, who you want to say thanks to, buddy?
I would like to thank my dad for always helping me and making sure that my bike's all ready. And then my mom, and then the whole Gatos team, they help a lot. And then Robbie Waggett, Devin Masters, Donnie Masters, Jimmy Pitterich, Todd and Katie Muscala, Mikey Horwat, Bill Danley from Outlaw Motorsports, Scott Wilhelm, Alicia Stewart from Action Off-Road, the Randolph family, and the Wilson family, and JSR Motor Designs, AOT, Mercedes Motorsports, Waynesburg Yamaha, Outlaw Motorsports, Action Off-Road, Blood Lubricants, ODI, K&H Photography, Rainy Day Photography, Rain Plumbing, Jim's Auto Collision, and 9-2.
All right, man. Great job, buddy. Cameron, thanks for being on here, man. And we will look forward to seeing you at the track this weekend at the Mason-Dixon, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir, buddy. I'll see you. All right, up next, Braden. Braden, who you want to say thanks to, buddy?
B&O Motorsports, GBC Tires, Fast Company, HMF Engineering, Fly Racing, TLS Power Coating, BOM Off-Road Graphics, Forworks, ODI Grips, Leah and Tire Balls, and my family.
All right, buddy. Great job. Listen, tell your mom if she's still sitting there, you did awesome. So good work, man. Thanks for joining us tonight, Braden. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Bye.
See you, buddy. All right, and last but not least, Bryson Dickerson. Bryson, who you want to say thanks to, buddy?
ATV4 Play, SBR, Hetrick, Liet, Sunstar, Adam McGill, Wesley Wolf, Motor ATV4 Play, SSI, GBC, ODI, DRR, Pro Graphics, Pawpaw, Graham.
You there?
Yeah.
All right, Bryson, listen, great job, buddy. We're looking forward to see you in the micro race this weekend. Thank you so much for taking the time out, and tell your mom and dad thanks for fighting the technology to get you to be on here. And again, we'll look forward to having you back on the show later in the season, buddy. Thanks for being here, bud.
Yep.
See you, buddy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, that is our wraps up our Sunstar Rising Stars of the Week with Bryson Dickerson, Cameron McGee, and Braden Cox. All of them did a great job. Appreciate them. So listen, up next, I've got the one and the only, the infamous and famous Custom Access in our Custom Access All Smooth News of the Week. We're going to talk a little bit about shock setup tonight with Micah McDonough, and definitely appreciate him taking the time out here this evening to be with us. So welcome, Micah.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for
What's
having
up,
me.
buddy? How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Like you're on here by popular demand, just so you know. Everybody wants me to talk to Micah. They must think you know something they don't.
Maybe. I'm not sure yet.
So Mike, if you don't care, take just a quick second, few minutes here. Tell us a little bit about kind of Custom Access and their journey into, the off-road racing, and particularly with the ATV side, since that's what this show's about, and kind of how you got involved in all this mess.
Well, I'll go back. I started with Custom Access back in 2006, shortly after it was moved out to Pennsylvania from California. So it's a part of Penske Racing Shocks. I started there. Like I said, it was about a year after Custom Access moved out to Pennsylvania. And one of those things learned on the job. Was always interested in dirt bikes and ATVs and stuff. And and went from there. But, you know, the Penske side obviously started with cars. So to me,
So-
the custom access is the fun part of it.
It was your journey, particularly again for us, selfishly for us ATV shocks, was your journey into the ATV stuff, was it trial and error for you? Was there some type of training, Penske platform or something that you learned that got, because I mean, listen, anywhere you go, when your name comes up, like literally right here, Ed King, the shock master, like you are so highly regarded in your ability to do shock work. It had to come from somewhere.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's mostly trial and error, learning on the job. You know, there is no school where you can learn all of this. So it's, you know, making changes, testing with people, whether the change is good or bad, you learn from it and move on. And it's really just getting feedback from good test riders. You know, whether.
So do you feel like it's still something, even as much technology as you have, like in one of the graphics there, when I brought you on, I showed a picture of your trailer where you've got, you know, just shocks lined up in the vices, and with all of the stuff, even you've got mobily in terms of technology to help you set up shocks. Is it still something that it's still evolving, or I mean, are we about to where everything we can possibly do to make these things ride better, we're about there?
I mean, there comes a point where
No pressure.
No, where you know, it has to be cost effective for one, and then you know, something you can sell, and a lot of it is tuning. You know, whether it's myself or another shock technician working on it, or the customer tuning it themselves. You know, it's only going to be as good as the suspension is set up and the rest of the quad.
So what are some things, Micah, one of the things I wanted to see if you could share with share on the show, both for people watching live and the folks who watch this later on, like when you start working with someone, or maybe they've got a set of shocks or they buy a set of custom access shocks, like what are some of the most common things you see that guys just don't even know that they're doing wrong?
Believe it or not, a simple one. You know, the first thing everybody should do is check ride height, make sure that's set. Because until you do that, you know, the rest of it's kind of going to be thrown out the window. Set ride height, get a good feel for it. You know, we try to send them out of our shop as close as possible, but every rider's different. You know, there's going to be some tweaking. That's why there's adjusters on them.
Sure.
To set ride height, get a good feel. Try not to dial yourself out too much. I always tell people you can count the clickers. You can always go back. So don't be afraid to make some changes and see what it does. But, you know, always keep a record of that baseline.
What, so when you, and then like the other thing, when you get shocks in, like, do guys not get their shocks serviced enough? Do they get them serviced too much? I mean, what do you see as stuff comes in and out of the shop?
Some people are really good at it, or, you know, good at keeping up with it. Others are not. So, you know, it's one thing, you know, they ride them so long that they don't even notice how poorly they're performing. But, you know, as long as you keep up with it, it's really not a major job. It shouldn't cost you too much, but it does prolong the life of them and makes them perform better.
So one of the things that you and I talked about, this has been a couple of years ago, whenever I think I'd been working with you for maybe a little over a year, and I think we were just standing in a trailer talking one day, and I think I was getting some shock bushings off of you, and I just kind of asked you, like, you know, what actually makes Custom Access truly just kind of a step above and just sets themselves apart? And, you know, what you told me at the time was that you guys use the absolute best components that you can get your hands on. Like you don't cut corners on your internal components. And that made a lot of sense to me, because that seems like to be, you know, if this shock is good for a couple races, you know, your Access shock is good for way more than that. And does that kind of make sense? Is that legit?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. You know, we try to use the best materials, components we can. Everything is made in the United States, which we we pride ourselves on. So we try to do as much in-house as possible, or local machine shops. Obviously there's some parts that do wear out on them, but to me, I always say, a good set of shocks is going to outlast your ATV, because you can always rebuild them. I've never had to tell anybody, no, it's not worth fixing.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
So, all right. So in the back room, in the secret room of Penske, what can you share with us anything? And I don't have any this is not a setup question. I don't know anything. Is there anything you're working on that would be the next kind of thing coming out that would change the shocks even better? Or do you got something on the drawing board?
Not really for ATV specifically. I mean, we're always working on something new, with different types of racing, different vehicles, but a lot of it does overlap. One person's testing on a late model, and they're learning things that can help ATVs, and vice versa. We like our Pro Airs that we run on ATVs, we've been using in other markets, whether it's motorcycle drag racing, late models, different car applications, drag cars. So, we all learn things and try to share it as much as possible.
So you just brought it up. Thank you for reminding me. I wanted to ask you this, because one of the biggest questions I get, and again, we're a fairly much a nobody amateur racer who just loves what we do. But the number one question I get is, what's the biggest difference between the Pro Airs and the Springers, the Custom Axis Springers? Like, how would you answer that question?
That's a tough one, especially for me, not being an ATV racer, as far as the feel, but it is a feel thing. Some people prefer the simplicity of springs, just be able to unload, not have to check pressures, hop on and ride, feels the same every time. There's a little bit more work involved with the Pro Airs of checking pressures, figuring out what you specifically like for certain terrain, different tracks. But the adjustability of the air shock is really infinite as far as pressure, spring rate. You don't have to carry spare springs with you. There's adjustability internally with different air volumes between two chambers. So that more or less falls on myself or another shock tuner. But there's really a lot you can do with it to make it a versatile shock.
So is there much truth to one of the things I've always told, that sometimes the air shocks don't ever, that they feel the same in the first minute as they do at the end of the 2 hours, and sometimes with the spring shocks that you may experience some shock fade from minute 1 to hour 2. Is that true, or is that just guys getting tired and it feels different?
It could be some of that. We get that a lot. Whereas sometimes it's if you feel fresh and you're pushing harder, a stiffer shock setup is going to work good until you start to get tired. You get lazy, sitting back on the seat, it starts to beat you up. But as far as the hydraulic, the damping part of the shock, it's virtually the same between the Pro Air and a coil spring shock. So it's really just the mechanical spring aspect of it that's different. So fading wise, they really should be the same.
So we try not to hold it against you, but you every once in a while turn out to be a motorcycle guy. And did you end up racing at Penton?
I did, yeah.
Was it? How did it turn out?
It was a little slippery, as you'd imagine.
Did you finish?
Yeah, I did.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, are you going to run this weekend too?
That's the plan.
And what about snowshoe?
Well, I did it last year. I might as well do it again, right?
Excellent. Is there any chance of us ever seeing you on four wheels?
It depends on the paycheck.
So
no, I've actually thought about it. I mean, people in the past years, McGill's always bugged me. Oh, I'll get you, my practice squad, and never really thought too serious about it, but I wouldn't mind trying it.
All right. So you would entertain it if we could make it happen.
It's possible.
All right. You're always so non-committal. You don't commit to anything. You're smart. So Micah, so folks are interested or they have questions, like what's the best way to go about, starting to work with Custom Axis, or yourself in general? Like how would you recommend people go about it?
They can contact me, PenskeShocks.com. There is a link for the Custom Axis or ATV side of it. That'll come directly to me. You can fill out a questionnaire or call the office. Email me direct, but we're always willing to help people out. That's the best. One of the nice things about dealing with Custom Axis and Penske Shocks is, you can call and talk to the person that's actually building your shocks, coming to the track. So that's one nice thing is the hands-on.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, just like, even though, you've helped me with ride height and getting my pressure set up, for, early in the season. And then, I might come back around 8 and say, hey, something just not feeling right. And you're right there. We go through the whole process again. I mean, I watch you with people. It seems like you have never ending patience. I mean, you do a great job giving everybody individualized attention and trying to get them set up to be successful. And again, I think not only is Custom Axis the top quality brand, but I really think you have a lot to do with how well received Custom Axis shocks are, at least in the ATV side of things for us.
I appreciate that. It's something I enjoy. It's neat when you can
Although
see the hard work.
Nikki Wilhelm is calling you a politician right now.
Yeah, I see that. Not sure how to handle that one.
You just like you have been. Just don't give her any specific answer.
Just ignore it. Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you this weekend then at Mason-Dixon. Folks, if you're interested, again, Micah is one of the most approachable people I've ever worked with. He truly will answer your questions and try to get you set up if you do want to give Custom Axis a try. And not only will help you purchase a set of shocks, but I guarantee he'll be there after you purchase the shocks to help you get them right, to get them to fit the way you want to ride and make that the best experience. You will not regret going with Custom Axis, that's for sure. So, Micah, man, I appreciate you taking some time this evening to be with us. Great job on the interview, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend, man.
Look forward to seeing you. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Micah.
Yep, have a good night.
Yep. All right, guys, so that was Custom Axis, Micah McDonough, and again, very sincerely, great company to work with, great product, and again, their service and stuff is just unmatched. So again, and Micah's knowledge is truly impressive. So you can't go wrong. If you've never worked with them, you definitely need to give them a try. All right. So up next, I wanted to talk to you quickly about our Cometic gasket component of the week. If you do not know Landon Ostrich, Landon is now just begun doing some 3D printing, and he did a couple if the IMS quick fill gas tanks. Here is an example of some of his work so far. He did a custom one for us, Hardcore 918. Of course, he did his Ostrich for himself. The green one there in the middle that's off of Nikki Wilhelm's race machine at Ryan Wilhelm Racing. So wanted to highlight this product because it's kind of trick. It looks great. Finish is great. And again, so if you might be interested in this, you can reach out to Landon Ostrich on Facebook through Facebook Messenger or his dad, Craig. And I know that he's gotten several orders so far. But again, if you're looking for some cool product that actually is functional and adds some more pizzazz and can kind of personalize your quad, give this a look, because I think it's something you'd be happy with. And Landon is a young man who's also coming up through the ranks as a racer as well. And just like to give him a shout out and support what he's trying to do. So Landon, thank you again for doing the cap for us. We'll pick it up from you. At the this weekend at the Mason-Dixon. We're looking forward to putting that on the bike. And Ed King says keychains coming soon. So again, look up Landon. Give him an opportunity to do one of those up for you. All right, another reminder, folks, here as we start wrapping up the show tonight, we are going to keep it shorter, is just a reminder, we got a really fantastic entry to our Custom Access last week's All Smooth News of the Week Action Off-Road Camp sponsorship. Again, reminder here, the guidelines to enter. Please encourage kids to do this and enter, because this is a free trip to Action Off-Road Camp. Your entry fee to the camp is going to be taken care of. We've got Kenda Tires is going to bring a set of Kenda youth tires in. Also to the deal, DP Brakes is coming into the deal to provide a fresh set of brakes to go to camp on. So we got a lot of opportunities here for this to be a really nice prize package. And all you got to do to enter to win is you just got to do a short video, 30 to 60 seconds, tag myself or my wife. Must include something about the Hardcore Nation motto. You must have you doing something on your ATV, must tell us a little bit about yourself, why you would like this opportunity, and how you feel this opportunity would benefit your racing or riding career. And again, the video entries are open till between now and June 24th at midnight. And then we will select a winner on Tuesday, June 28th during Life Behind the Pros. All right, up next. And so we're getting ready to make our selections for this weekend at the Mason-Dixon, the Steel City Poured Walls ATV Fantasy Classes. So we're going to share our screen here. All right, hold on here. All right, here we go. So we're going to get our morning class selection. And just so you know, in honor of Bryson Dickerson, who was just on here, our youth class for this week is going to actually be the class he's racing, which is the MXC1 or the Micro Pro class. So that'll be our youth class for the week, and our ATV fantasy in the morning. We're going to bring it up here. All right, so our morning class will be if I can get the spinner to work. Maybe. All right. All right, so we are having trouble getting the spinner to work. So we are going to, I will do that, and I will post the two classes that will be on tap for this week. And I will post those on social media for everybody to get your picks in. And please remember that courtesy of Steel City Poured Walls, there is a $50 gas card up for grabs. All you got to do to enter is just give me your top 3 picks in the 3 classes. It'll be the Micro Pro class, and then I will do the other 2 classes after the show and post those for you to get your picks in. Please encourage folks to do this. Real simple, easy to play, and again, $50 gas card right now. That's pretty valuable given the prices of gas everywhere right now. So, all right. So a couple things, just a reminder. We've got the Kenda 9 Hours of Havoc coming up July the 9th. I actually talked to Ronnie Paul tonight. There will be more information on some of the pre-registration and things during next Tuesday's show. So we don't have any new information to give you tonight. However, we are, again, continuing to look for class sponsorships. And when we get enough people interested in those, you'll work that sponsorship through the New East Coast Series and Ronnie Paul and Seth Wilson. And they'll be working directly with you on what class that you would like to sponsor. So that will, more information will now be coming up next Tuesday also. But please, if you know folks who are interested in helping, have them get in contact with me or Ronnie Paul or Seth for that. All right, guys. So again, want to thank everybody who was on the show tonight. Want to thank again, congrats to our DP Breaks Top 10. Want to thank our Sunstar Rising Stars of the Week. Want to thank Bryson Dickerson, Braden Cox, Cameron McGee, our Outlaw Motorsports Young Guns. Want to thank the young ladies of the women's amateur class, Chloe Harper, McKenna Bruderly, and Lexi Keys for being with us. Definitely want to say thanks to Micah for coming on tonight and being part of the show and talking to us a little bit about shock setup. And yeah, so let's see whether we can pull off giving away the swag bag to wrap up the show tonight. All right, we've got 33 entries. We've got 33 entries in the swag bag giveaway, 34. So we're going to go ahead and draw that now. Again, thanks everybody for being here, and let's see how it goes. Mike Horwat, congratulations, buddy. At least it's not, I know of a relationship to a Lambruno or a Kiger, so we have a different winner tonight. Congratulations, Mike, for being our tonight's swag bag winner. I'll get with you on sizes and stuff for shirts, and I'll get that to you this weekend at the Mason-Dixon. So, guys, appreciate everybody tuning in tonight for season 3, episode number 11 of Life Behind the Pros. Appreciate y'all being here, and just remember the motto of the Hardcore Nation is, "And all you do, go hardcore." Thanks, guys.